Hello, everybody. How are you today? Great opportunity to come to you guys and talk about how to love your cha-chas better. Guys, as a female, it is so important that we embrace our cha-chas and we start taking control. It used to be so much stigma about doing breast examinations, but today I'm going to come to you guys because I've done so much research in the last couple of days about breasts and your boobies. So I just want to give you guys a couple of statistics here really fast because to be honest with you, it's gone up since last year when I started doing when I did education on it, and it's gone up. Hi B, hi Len. So this year, over 300,000 women 300,000 women will be diagnosed with breast cancer. Okay. And 1 in 8 women will live to be over 70 years old will be diagnosed with breast cancer. Very startling facts. If you are a physically active woman, you reduce your chance by 25% in being diagnosed with breast cancer. So that is a plus side. So if you're not currently an active person, doing something physically 20 to 30 minutes a day is really going to help you and reduce your risk. Okay. And then 2.8 million women are survivors of breast cancer. So obviously, if you're watching me for the first time, I'm Crystal Spink, and my mission is to educate and empower women to their best selves. And so I thought it was really important today to talk because I think a lot of women know this information. However, they become blindsided and they tend to just look away and pretend like it's not happening. Okay, so my mission in life is to educate women. And I will tell you, education is going to be your best friend because the only person who can advocate for themselves is yourself. And I will tell you that advocating for myself and all of the different things that have happened to me in my life, if I wouldn't have advocated for myself, certain things wouldn't have happened. So it's your responsibility to advocate for yourself as a female. And so one of the things that I want to give to you today is top toxic chemicals that could be in your skincare, that could be in your body care, that could be in anything that you're using. Okay, so I think this is really important. It's very near and dear to me because I have not been diagnosed with breast cancer, but I have been diagnosed with factors that have come from years of exposure, of infertility because of exposure to chemicals. So, I'm just going to give you some top ones. I'm not going through a whole bunch of them. I'm just giving you different categories and telling you how many is in each category currently. And some of the top ones that you can just look at on the back of your box or whatever it is that you may have, because all products should have a ingredient list, right? And again, advocating for yourself is going to be the most important thing. So foundation, women wear foundation every single day. There are 24 toxic chemicals just over the grid when it comes to foundation. Okay. And so one of the ones, and I'm going to be honest with you guys, if you're looking at a product that is over the counter and you cannot say the ingredient, it's probably not going to be good for you. And if you've watched me before, usually the first 4 to 5 ingredients are going to be your top ingredients. Either they're going to be good or they're going to be bad or they're going to be ugly. Okay, so for foundations, one of the top chemicals that they're finding linked to cancer and breast cancer is polymethyl. Okay, methyl methocrylate. Now, I'll be honest with you guys, anything that has meth in it or methyl is not good. I mean, you could just look at it and kind of know, because we associate the word meth with bad, right? Well, most of us do. So that is a very toxic chemical. What are the effects of it over a period of exposure? You have immune disruption, you have allergies, and you have cancer linkage, which could be breast cancer linkage, it could be prostate linkage, it could be ovarian cancer. It's all cancers across the board. And so some people are like, oh, well, that's not going to happen to me. I'm using natural stuff. Let me tell you guys, just because somebody says something is natural does not mean it is natural. Just because somebody who tells you it is paraben-free, sulfate-free, it is not necessarily. I will show you. Mehron, which is a company that I used to love to use, okay? They claim to be paraben-free and sulfate-free. They have one of the toxic chemicals in there, propylene glycol. Propylene glycol. That is a leading toxic chemical that is linked to hormone disruption, which then equals into cancer. Propylene glycol. You will find that also in deodorants. It is in a lot of deodorants, which I'm not going to get into all that, but foundations, makeups, a lot of that Halloween garbage that we're putting on our kids has propylene glycol, it has glycerin in it. So you've really got to be paying attention and looking at what you're putting on your face. It only takes 20 seconds for something to get into your bloodstream. 20 seconds. And when there's a chemical, it can get in there faster. Okay? So again, polymethyl or methocrylate. Okay? Blushes. There's over 16 chemicals. There's over 16 chemicals in blushes that they're finding across the board, okay? There's probably more, but through extensive research, they're finding 16 chemicals, guys, in just a blush. Ethyl parabens. Parabens are huge. You're going to find parabens in shampoos, deodorants, skincare, makeup, everything. This is just blushes in itself. Okay, so blushes, we have ethyl parabens, methyl propyl paraben. Okay, again, if you're reading these and you're like, I can't even pronounce these, then they're probably not good for you. I always tell people that it's kind of like my cooking. If it takes longer to cook it than it is to eat it, I'm not going to do it. If it takes me longer to figure out what the ingredient is, then I'm probably not going to use it anymore. That is just blushes, guys. There's dyes. There's all that stuff in blushes. Where do you think they get color from? There are natural companies, which I do use natural. I've done research because I have been duped. I have been duped, and I have just taken people's words on it, and unfortunately, that is what happens. Here we go. Phenylethyl, right there. That's one of the ingredients that I've already told you guys. Aluminum silicate. It's got silica in it. Aluminum silica. Aluminum in your body. Again, they claim to be paraben-free, sulfate-free, cruelty-free. I've been duped on Halloween makeup, but that's just in our blushes. Blushes, guys. We have body lotions, over 32 that they have found in chemical-based in body lotions. Guys, I'm just going to be honest with you here, and I may offend some people. We've got Bath and Body Works stuff going on here. You know how many how many chemicals are in that stuff? Stuff with fragrances in it, stuff with dyes in it, with colors in it. Guys, those things, they smell great, but honestly, they are bad. They are really bad. I grew up loving those things and never thought twice. And of course, you know, it's not a parent's It was not my mom's fault. She didn't research any of that. She didn't grow up worrying about any of that. And so it was me advocating for myself when I started having infertility issues, realizing these things that I was using were disrupting, and years of exposure were hurting people and myself. And so it's my job to share this with you because I would be giving you a disservice. I know so many women in my network who are struggling with infertility, so many women who have had loved ones that have struggled with breast cancer, have lost friends to breast cancer, and it is our job to share that information. Methylparaben glycol. Remember, I just showed you glycol. Here we are in one of the most famous products that is used in movie sets when it comes to like horror films. Moran, we have the what was that, glycol, propylene glycol. It's found in so many things. It took me tons. I mean, guys, we're talking about this stuff here. I still have it just so I can show you. This stuff has all of that stuff in there. Let's see here. This has ethyl helix, one of the other ones that are bad. It also has methyl. We got methyl in here. So we've got some serious issues with things over the counter, and we take people's word on it, and it just frustrates the beehive out of me. That's what I always say instead now because my daughter repeats things. So we can't say any curse words anymore. It just frustrates the beehive out of me. Okay, so body lotions. What is the side effect? We have hormone disruption. And I'm going to tell you guys what hormone disruption is. Again, I may offend some people, but I'm going to be honest with you guys. Hormone disruption is so scary. It is the most scariest thing I have ever seen in my entire life. It just scares me out of the heavens. I absolutely can't imagine how many years of exposure, that kind of thing. Okay, eyeshadows, 26 chemicals across the board when it comes to eyeshadows. We have polythene, terephthalate, that has been linked to infertility and cancer. Most of these I'm telling you have been linked to infertility, have been linked to cancer, any type of cancer across the board. They're finding mostly in ovarian cancer and in breast cancer with women, obviously. And then another big one is colon cancer with women. You know, we've lost so many loved ones from this cancer. Cancer has no discrimination. It doesn't say, well, I'm going to choose you because you have brown hair. I'm going to choose you because you have green hair. I'm going to choose you because you have blue eyes. I'm going to choose you because you have purple eyes. It knows no discrimination. It will take anything and everyone. And it's your job to advocate for yourself and to check for things. So the next one is lipsticks. They're finding 31 chemicals across the board when it just comes to lipsticks. And one of the biggest things I can tell you is it's called fillers, right? It's known for hormone disruption, developmental issues with babies while they're in your womb. Guys, think about it. Everything that you put into your body, food, everything you put into your body when it comes to makeup, when you're putting things for body care, lotions, body soaps, all of that, that goes across the placenta, right? It goes across the placenta, and it also goes into the the tube, right? It goes into I can't think of the name of it. Why am I look like a total goober right now. I can't umbilical cord. For the love of Pete, Crystal, get it together. Everything goes through the umbilical cord. So what is a hormone disruptor? Guys, if I can give you anything today, if you could just take any of this information and know what a hormone disruptor is, I think I could die tomorrow, because that would be amazing for everybody to know what a hormone disruptor is. Hormone disruptor knows no discrimination. It knows young girls from the age of 5. It knows babies that are even in the womb. It knows men who are in their 40s. It affects everybody. Okay? I want you to think for a second. I want you to think about girls and boys. Okay, have you noticed that girls have been hitting puberty faster? I've known of some girls that are probably age 6, 7 that have bigger breast development than I ever had. And it's not because it's genetic, it's because of hormone disruption. Think of girls who have hit puberty, as in their menstrual cycle, at the age of 5 or 6. That is a hormone disruption effect. Let's talk about growth spurts, young growth spurts that shouldn't be happening till a little bit later on. That is a hormone disruption. We have boys getting facial hair a lot earlier. I'm just saying, these are just some of the things. I want you to think for a second. Do you know anybody whose child has been affected by that? Also, hormone disruption. Do you know anybody who's struggling with infertility issues? Do you know anybody whose husband is having problems with sperm? Okay, I'm just being honest. I'm just pulling things out here. And again, it may offend some people, and I don't mean to be offensive, but this is information that people need to have. We have people who are suffering not only from cancer, we have people who are suffering from toxicity in their body, inflammation in their body, back pain, which is caused by inflammation, which is caused by hormone disruption, which is caused by chemicals. Unfortunately, the industry gives us all these bad foods. They give us all these amazing products that look great and they make our skin look good, but unfortunately they have chemicals in them. Bad chemicals. Okay. And so, men who are not able to produce enough sperm, we have women who are, have no eggs from infertility issues. Guys, I'm going to be explaining this to you and it's going to be like, aha, a light bulb's going to pop up. Okay, so what is a hormone disruption? It's actually called an EDC. So it's endocrine disruptive chemicals. Okay, so what does that actually do? So any of these chemicals I talked to you about, these are man-made chemicals. These are man-made chemicals that we have, people have put into these products. Okay, and they actually trick your body into it tricks your body in thinking that it made a hormone. Okay, and so it turns it into another, and it starts to interfere with the signaling of your endocrine system. If you know anything about the endocrine system, it's very easy. That is what controls our hormones. That is what causes puberty. That is what causes fertility. That is what causes all of those things. That is what causes breast development. That is what causes periods. That is exactly what the endocrine system, it's in our body, and when we trick our body with man-made toxic chemicals, it tricks our body. Now, how is that harmful and hurtful? There's so many different things, but what happens is it's tricking your body and it's causing you to turn your cells over and they die prematurely. Okay, and so you're going to understand why this affects you. It's just so much information. I could go on for hours about it. I've done so much research. I know I'm a science nerd. So it mimics hormones, right? So we've got little girls who are using these Halloween makeup. We've got little girls who are using play makeup. We have little girls who are using deodorants with aluminum and propylene glycol. We've got little girls who are eating toxic foods with dyes in them. We have little girls who are using body lotions. Guys, and we have women who are using these things and it's crossing the placenta, and we're starting before they even come out of our womb. We're conditioning them to use these things. Conditioning. And so what's happening, we're seeing little girls getting periods earlier. We're seeing little girls developing their breasts earlier. We're seeing girls growing faster than what they've ever grown. These are not good things. What is happening with their fertility? It is mimicking the hormone, and it's causing them, when they start their period too early, to create eggs. So when it's time for them to have children, they're not having enough eggs. Now, I'm not saying this in every case. I'm just saying that's where the infertility is coming in. It's causing interference with the quality of the egg. It's interfering with the amount of the eggs, and it's interfering with how many they're producing, because it's tricking the hormones in their body to start their period sooner and create eggs. Women only create an X amount of eggs per life. Once those eggs are gone, they're gone. So why are we so excited or happy or using these things that are causing our children to produce this stuff? Because all we're doing is harming them. Now, I'm not saying we're bad parents. I'm just saying we have to educate ourselves. We have to know what is right and what is not right. Our children cannot advocate for themselves. We have to advocate for them and let them know what they can and what they shouldn't use because of the effects of it. Okay. And some people may say, oh, well, you're just taking the fun out of everything. No, I'm not taking the fun out of it, because I want to set my daughter up for success, to be able to have the healthiest lifestyle she can, and to not have to go through what I've had to go through for my late 20s to early 30s of infertility. I'm just going to be quite honest with you guys, and it makes me very sad to know that this is happening. Okay, so let's get into estrogen. Okay, so we're going with males here. Males also, we've got males using Axe, we've got males using body washes, we've got males using all of these chemical-based products, cleaning products, shampoo products, body products, shaving products. I mean, we could go on and on and on forever. It's affecting them. They're starting puberty earlier. They're producing sperm earlier. Then they're having issues with the amount and the quality. It all links back to what we're using, putting in our bodies, and eating and just surrounding ourselves with. Right? Now, I'm not saying I'm perfect. Right? But I do everything in my power to advocate for myself. I'm not holier than thou or mighty, because there are things where I'm like, holy cow. Just like I said, Halloween makeup. I'm like, they said this and this and this, right? So, I have to advocate for myself. And now I look, instead of just taking people's word on things, right? So let's talk about estrogen disruptors. Okay, estrogen is huge. It affects the synthesis, metabolism. It affects just all sorts of things in the body, just like the hormones, disruptors from the endocrine system. Now, where are we seeing these? A lot of the chemicals that are in some of these cleaning products, hair products, SPFs, have flame retardants, have pesticides. There are some chemicals that are put in SPFs that are comparable to pesticides. Okay, now I'm not super educated on pesticides, but I'm just gonna say that it's no bueno that's going in our skin, and it only takes 20 seconds for that to get in there. So this affects men and women when it's pesticides and flame retardants. So again, this is linked. Rapid growth, rapid periods. We're seeing puberty, which requires, so many different things. And it's causing them to hit this faster. And so then we wonder why women and men are struggling with infertility issues. Unfortunately, I mean, I know a case where there's some farmers that were around a lot of these Chemicals. We're talking about pesticides. We're talking about anhydrous. All of these things. Now, I'm not saying quit your job, quit what you do, but those affect women who grew up in farms that were around that kind of stuff. Pesticides, anhydrous, all of that stuff. It affects. Really does affect, unfortunately. So we have estrogen disruptors and we have endocrine disruptors. Now, how is this taking care of your cha-chas? Yes, I call them cha-chas. So, there is a foundation that is near and dear to my heart, and it's called Keep a Breast Foundation. Or keep the breast. My brain is so all over the place. I have pregnancy brain so bad. And its mission is to empower women to reduce breast cancer risk and impact globally through art, education, prevention, and action. They actually have what is called the non-toxic revolution. And so it's a nonprofit business. And so I just encourage you guys to go on there. They have a list on there of all of these chemicals, toxic chemicals, and help you assess self-breast examination. And it's something you should be doing monthly. This whole month, I'm going to be doing education on tons of different things, different products, from candles to self tanners, all of those things and how they affect us. So I really hope this was educational for you guys. It's Wellness Wednesday. Please, please, please go to that website. You can also go to you can get an app too. And it's great because it's teaching women at a young age to start doing breast examinations. You're never too early or too young to start breast examinations, especially girls who have developed faster than most women. Okay? So I hope you guys have a great Wednesday,